Perfect.
Cursed be the ground for our sake, both thorns and thistles it shall bring forth for us. For out of the ground we were taken for the dust that we are, and to the dust we shall return. From the Dust podcast features people who have had life-changing experiences. Here they share their stories and testimonials about how God can move and change a person's life. Welcome to the From the Dust podcast. Take a listen. Open your hearts and ears. Here's your host, James Science.
Children of God.
Hello, and welcome back to From the Dust podcast. Again, I am your host, James Science, and where we are and whatever you do, hope you're highly favored and highly blessed. Well, I want to thank you for listening to my first episode with MC Spain, aka Jesus Saves. Well, for this episode, I have another special guest like always. This is someone that I grew up with, and I seen him, progress in his ministry, progress in his rap, his acting. So we're just gonna go ahead and bring him in. He goes by the name of Mars Herrera. How are you, man?
What's going on, bro? How you doing?
Good, I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed.
Nice. It's good to see you, bro. How's everything?
Yeah, I can't complain, man. God's been good, and
Yeah.
still working with this COVID situation. I can't complain, man.
Oh man, how you feeling being locked up?
I work, but it's like you can't do nothing after work. You got to come home and
Right.
you got to stay cooped up. But that's why I'm doing this, and that way I can have something to do.
Right, man.
Stay busy.
I remember when you were talking about doing this whole thing, bro, and now it's all set up. It's good to see like what you were talking about come to pass.
Yeah, I had to get on it, man. I let some things distract me, but
Right.
with this situation, COVID, I thank God for it because this is what came out of it.
Right, man. Right. I think you're like the second person I've seen like start something out of just with the whole COVID-19 and the whole quarantine situation going on. So that's a good thing, man.
Yeah,
A lot of creativity.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's talk about where you grew up, man.
San Fernando Valley, bro. 818 all day, bro. California, West Side.
Ain't nothing like the Valley, bro.
Nah, man, it's beautiful out here.
Yeah, people consider this the San Joaquin Valley, but
Oh yeah?
this ain't no valley, bro.
Nah. They don't know about the San Fernando Valley.
I didn't know about the valley, bro.
Yeah.
So, how was growing up? What type of lifestyle do you live?
I'm a believer. I'm a father. I'm a husband. I'm an artist. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, those are different hats that I wear right there.
Right, amen.
Yeah.
So, I mean, with this podcast, it is getting around different types of lifestyle, not just past sinners, but it's about believers too. So,
Right.
Tell us some of the things you witnessed growing up.
Growing up, I don't got no horror story, bro. I very fortunate to have both parents. You know what I'm saying? I had a good mom, good dad. They weren't perfect. Had me when my mom had me when she was 17. My dad was 18 years old, so they were young parents. It's definitely kids raising a child, and there's certain things I've seen. Arguments and stuff that a child shouldn't see, but it wasn't to the point where it was like I have anything really to complain about. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I grew up in a good home. I felt like I was cherished. I felt like if I had a dream, my parents were always there to like support that dream. You know what I'm saying? So definitely pushed me to finish school, I went to high school, graduated high school. It took me a while, you know, I believe it was like, I want to say like 12 years after high school, I ended up going to college finally. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
after high school, I was like, I'm done with school, man. I ain't trying to go. But, you know, I ended up taking music and audio engineering and got a degree in that. So, yeah, bro, that's it in the shell right there. Who's that back there?
What do you got right there?
I see somebody sneaking in. Who's that?
Yeah, that's my niece right there.
Hey.
That's my niece. Yeah, you know
Yeah.
we're all cooped up in here, so we're trying to make the best of it.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's see, man. What was your what brought you into acting and
Acting,
music?
bro. Man, ever since I was a kid, man, I loved performing. I loved entertainment. First mini performance I ever had was in third grade. I remember that, man. I sang I rapped Melo Mayonnaise Mentirosa in front of my third grade class. So I know it kind of stemmed from there. Acting wise, man, we used to put on little plays in our backyard. I know Chewy, he was the big, you know, like big into acting, and he would tell me about it, and I started to like it. And you know, it's crazy how little things like that kind of like develop and mold into like the passion and the calling you have as an adult. I did go on to do certain TV shows and all that. I'm still doing music, so it's crazy how things stem from when you're a child and it just manifests when you're an adult. So
Yeah, no, I was reminiscing for the ones
yeah,
listening that don't know you or don't know us yet. You started off. I don't know if this was your first time, but you started out with the Writers Society, am I right?
right.
Yeah,
Writers
it started,
Society, bro.
started as a plane, and you went on to do you said TV shows, right?
Right.
Yeah, when you
Did a few
you tell us
things.
what you done?
The first thing I ever did was a episode on Young and the Restless. It's a little soap opera. I had no idea what this show was. I've never
Little, huh?
seen the show. Yeah, bro. And they sent me the script. I was like, "What is this?" Young and the Restless. And my dad was like, "Oh yeah, that's an old show right there." So went and auditioned for that, got the part, and I ended up doing 3 episodes on that.
Uh,
My next part, I was on Judging Amy, a little more of a familiar show. And then I was on Everybody Hates Chris, so everybody knows about
yeah,
Everybody
everybody
Hates
knows that one.
Chris,
Huh?
you know. So yeah, that was probably like the one I was like, man, this is dope. I'm on Everybody Hates Chris right here. And then I did a track phone commercial. I've never seen that one, but I did that one, and that was the last thing I ever did.
That's cool, man. A lot of experience.
Yeah, man, it's fun.
So also, one thing that you're real good at is the rap.
Right.
Tell us
I
about
haven't
that.
I haven't put that down, man. I mean, you kind of see me grow in there, bro.
Oh
The
yeah,
first thing I ever did was the verse I wrote for my uncle that passed away in a drive-by shooting. I know you grew up with him. You went to elementary school with him.
right,
You
right.
know, just to kind of show the viewers how far me and James go back. You know,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
went to school with my uncle that passed away. I wrote a verse for him. I was 13 years old when I did that, and it was just from there it kind of just started climbing. But what's crazy is because when I did that verse and then I performed it in front of you guys, and just the response I got from you guys, I got from my dad, and you know, other people. I got my daughter back here, and other people that kind of like that reacted to that. It kind of pushed me and gave me like this confidence to continue to pursue in that music, which turned into a lot of different other things, man. You know, from doing groups with my group Keno Camp. I don't know if you remember them.
Yeah. Check
Was
them
able
out. Check them out.
was able to
Hi, bro.
travel with yeah, man, was able to travel around the US with them, did a few tours with them, which kind of molded me into the artist that I am today, man. Yeah.
Let's get a little. If you get a little real, you know,
Okay.
death of your uncle, man. Had that from where we were before that.
Right.
I don't know if you were like fully into the church or you know what I
Hmm.
mean, but
Yeah.
I've seen the shift in you when that happened. You know,
Right.
can you tell us what that did?
Yeah, man. I was 13 years old. And it wasn't an uncle that was like, you know, this. I'm 13 years old and he's like this 30, 40-year-old guy. No, he was 17 years old, so we were kind of close in age. It was kind of like we were cousins, so we kind of like spent a lot of time with each other, played sports together, and you know, so we had a really close knit relationship. Um, so when he got killed, man, that kind of really like it really shifted my life, because that was like the first death of a close family member that I actually experienced. But I'm thankful for that because it set off so much inside of me as a person and who I am today, and kind of started my relationship with the Lord. You know, when he had passed away, I was actually a Catholic. I was going to Catholic church, and I remember Chewy invited me to be a part of the Writers Society play.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
and it was there, man, and it was going to church with you guys where I was like, I was able to really forgive the person who did the crime and who killed my uncle and who took my uncle from me. It was there where I was challenged um, to call out to the Lord. And I remember still being in the room, bro. I remember still falling to my knees and asking God, like, if you're real, man, I really need you to step in right now. I really need you to take this pain away from me. And it was crazy, man, because I know it's a really cliche thing to say, but I felt like the weight was lifted off at that moment. You know, the pain was still there, but the forgiveness took place and all that, man. So it was a crazy experience, and it
No, it
all
was,
happened
man,
through that.
because that affected everybody, bro. Not
Right,
just you, but Chewy, your cousin, who I knew since
right,
we were youngins, you know what I mean, and myself,
right,
and
right,
that
right.
was the turnaround in my life, bro. You know,
Mm,
having to see someone I went to elementary school. Actually, your cousin, your uncle Michael, he was the
yeah,
first one that had my back when I got my first fight. You know what I mean? You know,
yeah.
yeah, he was, and
That's
we even
crazy.
we even had the same shirt for a while. It was a Bugs and Taz, you know, crisscross, you know, one of those shirts, bro. So we bought it right away, bro. You know what I mean?
With the backwards pants.
Backwards pants, yeah.
Yeah, I
Like,
remember that.
we bought it right away, and then, you know, I will always remember him for that. You know, him always having my back. You know,
Right,
so
right.
when having experienced that, you know, it affected my life because I knew right from wrong at that point. You know what I mean? I knew church,
Right,
and that's
right.
when I decided that I was gonna, you know, do something different instead of smoking with the homies or screaming
Mhm.
on the wall. That I was gonna do something talking about God, and that's where writers came out of. You know,
Right, right. That's crazy.
Little do people know that was our way or my way of giving him remembrance. You know what I mean?
Mm,
That's what that
right.
was. You know what I mean?
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just opens so many doors, man. Like, so many lives changed. You know, from starting off with me to it touching my dad, to my mom, to my brothers, and now to like grandparents. You know, his parents are now serving the Lord, which is
Wow.
crazy if you really think about it. Yeah, man, because I mean, I don't know if you knew his dad, but his dad, he was a maniac, man. He's the type of person that would just speak his mind, didn't have a filter. And like what I still remember when it took place, when the change took place in his dad's life. That week, man, he went back to that school where his son actually got killed in front of, and started talking to the kids that were, you know, the high school students that were going to that school, and started saying, like, you know, my son came here and this and that, and just started sharing the love of the Lord to them. You know, it's just crazy how that circumstance changed so many lives, man.
It didn't. It's. Oh, I don't know how I would say it, but it takes something like that to shit
Yeah,
everybody's lives. You know what I mean?
yeah, bro, absolutely.
Yeah, that's and you know my son James
Mm.
Michael. You
James
know what I
Michael,
mean?
yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
remember, yeah,
So I mean,
crazy.
what are some of your best experiences with his music? I want people to know you because bro, you got some fire, bro. Let's talk.
Thank you, bro. Well, like some of the new stuff I'm coming out. I'm actually working on another project right now. But the previous project that I just finished, which is called Life on Mars, you guys can get that on all streaming platforms. That was actually it was actually a journal of my current status in life. You know, like I said, I'm a husband, I'm a father, and I was kind of just letting everybody into my world with that project and with that album. Um, you know, if you know, struggling financially and trying to make ends meet, balancing a job while pursuing a passion and a dream, and maintaining my relationship with my family and with the Lord and integrity and all that. It's just kind of like a digital diary of what I was going through in that time, to which is leading me now to my next project that I'm working on now, which I'm 5 songs into. And this one is a totally different energy than Life on Mars, from 2017 to like 2020 now, man. I've just been losing people, bro. I've been, I lost my pastor. I lost my grandpa. I lost my grandma. In between those deaths, I was losing friends, and people from our church were passing away, and it was just crazy. So a lot of that is definitely bleeding into this next project. And I got a single that's dropping. I'm not sure when this is dropping, but I have a single that's dropping May 1st, 2020. So if this is before or after, just know that it's going to be available to you guys very soon. And the song is actually called Slow Down. And I'm real excited about it because it's actually a tribute to like the family and, us losing our grandparents. And it's just like, you know what, man, we got to take this time. Just slow down, take a breath or two, because there's a light at the end of the tunnel and we can get through this together, man.
Yeah. So what, dude? This is impromptu, but I appreciate it. If anybody's listening, bro, like youngsters, bro, lost ones, what kind of encouragements can you give to the hopeless, bro?
You know what, man? I don't care what you're going through right now. The Lord is real, man. And whatever circumstance, it doesn't, whether it's extreme or it's not as extreme as what we've been through in life, God knows where you're currently at. I believe that, he wants to help you through whatever circumstance that you may be going through right now. And you might be at a place in your life where you're like, man, life is good. Life is good. But he still wants to change you. He still wants to have a relationship with you, because if we would know how flawed we are as a human race, man, we're currently, separated from the Lord. And it's through the blood of Jesus that allows us to mend the relationship between our Father in heaven and man down here. Jesus is that bridge that leads us to the Father. And it's such an important message that we need to grasp, that we do need to be mended back to our Father in heaven. And I don't care what you're going through right now, man. The Lord wants to have that relationship with you.
That's right, man. What are your future plans, bro?
Future plans?
Yeah.
Right now, man, all I can think about is keep doing music, raise my kids, definitely raise them in the ways of the Lord, man. Trying to think what else, man. That's like barely what I'm thinking about right now, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
do more stuff like this, man. Do some more tours. Definitely do some stuff in prisons and juvenile halls is really some stuff that I love to do. And yeah, man, travel and perform more.
I was thinking right now, I should have had a track ready,
Yeah.
Maybe I could put one up or something, man. Some little bit of your
am I gonna sound off beat?
I don't know, man. Yeah. If I know anybody,
we can go
bro.
acapella, bro. We can go acapella. That's
all right,
fine.
let's show them what you got, bro.
Yeah, let's go. All right, See, I'm a menace in my city lacking the wisdom, giving me the proof that I've committing vandalism. My lyrics, they call it venomous, poison to comprehend it, so let it be. I'm again for anyone who's offended. I'm dropping the bomb on it. Lyrical rap, atomical vomits, an asteroid where haters waiting to comment. So comment this controversy, converting to much more. Feeling dirty, they perverted this generation, my lord. Oh no. I'm feeling like a coupon, Lord. You paid the price, and this the life that I was cut out for. Like 25 to life, I go and put my life on bars. My next breath is the proof that there's life on Mars. Get it? Mars.Era, it's clear that you can't insult me. Season, I marinated the word. I'm never salty of all things. I'm living holy. His image slowly occurs. Spit a verse with conquest and make some radical words work. Brooklyn, I got nothing but love for, but I'm West Coast living, California galore. We lost an angel list where the city of angels mourn. I was born in the valley that capitalized porn. We blowing the battle horn and I'm ripping the track hard. The fact of the matter is the battle's in my backyard is rioting. Though I came in the Lord's name, oh dog, I'm still a menace to society. Yeah.
And see, you got it, bro.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
we gotta do this again, you know.
Absolutely, man.
But I got ideas, bro. I want to do round tables, you know, discussions, bro, with a group of like-minded individuals. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, yeah, go ahead and tell them where they can find your music, man.
All streaming platforms, man. You guys, the project is called Life on Mars. I got 2 new singles that I just dropped. One of them is called The World to Me, which is a tribute to the Gabriel Fernandez trial that took place. The one I'm dropping May 1st, 2020 is called Slow Down, featuring my boy Ego. And you guys can hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Everything is at Mars.Era.
You know what? Which reminds me, that Gabriel Fernandez, that hits hard to you too, right?
Yeah, bro.
That's your family.
It's actually Chewy's family.
Right. Well,
Chewy from his mom's side of the family, though. I'm from Chewy's dad's side of the family.
Right.
Yeah.
Man. So I mean, it's you know, it's this world's crazy. You know what I mean? And it's crazy how tight in everybody are. You know.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah, man.
yeah, maybe we'll call it like that. But if it's all right, before I let go, I can maybe play one of your tracks so they can get to know your music, man.
Yeah, bro. Absolutely.
All right. Man, I appreciate your time, bro, and God bless, bro. I love you guys, bro.
God bless you too, man. Love you too,
Take
man.
care, man.
Say hi to the family. All right,
yeah,
bro?
for sure. You too.
All right, most there, bro. Have a good one.
You too.